see everyone. As all of you know, I was on vacation last month, and I heard from many of you that the meetings went very quickly. So the good news is that I'm not on vacation. I guess for me, bad news for you.
Yeah.
We are going to look at our monthly financial report, and we're going to call on Bev Flower, our deputy treasurer. I believe the packets are in your, the reports are in your packets. Bev?
The total checking accounts are at $698,351.81. There is $364,300 worth of claims. That means the total checking balance are at $334,059.81. The investments are at $5,104,554. And the line of credit is at $234,949.77. And we've made a payment on the line of credit last month of $195,000. And in light of the issues that have been brought forward as Deputy Treasurer of Mercer County, I would like the board and the public to know I welcome any audit. We have complied with all single audit findings and recommendations that pertain to the Treasurer's Office already, which is public record. The Treasurer's Office doors and books, along with my time, are always open to anything that needs done. I guarantee with all the checks and balances I have implemented in the last 12 months, this conduct will never happen again. Unfortunately, a system that provides transparency, consistency, and productivity only started 12 months ago. Therefore, any inconsistencies that hold suspicion would be prior to my updating and implementing all audit suggestions. I look forward to working with the board and any auditors to protect taxpayers and putting behind us all negative and misinformation directed at the Treasurer's Office. And that concludes my
Bev, your anticipated cash needs the next couple of months. Do you look for the line of credit to grow or to diminish or to stay about the same?
No, I look for the line of credit to diminish. We will be doing a second tax distribution, so hopefully, once again, we can apply a large amount to the line of credit as we have done last month.
I'm assuming, obviously, that's why the line dropped,
Correct.
was
That's correct.
just because of our first property tax installment coming in. Gentlemen, do you have any questions of our deputy treasurer? This time regarding the financial report? Hearing none, a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Bev. Vicki Hanson, probation.
My green sheet should be in your packet. Everything remains the same if there's no questions.
Thank you, Vicki. Motion in order to approve.
Make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public health financials. Dr. Anseeuw.
Yeah, and close the packets to Mercer County revenue and expenses for the health department.
Questions or comments of Dr. Anseeuw? Hearing none, motion to approve. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Law enforcement financials. James?
The paper is our payment of, from the different organizations outside the court or house. It is incomplete, it does not have, the marshal service on there. The marshal service, however, has paid it, and it was sitting in the bank or somewhere in the courthouse, I guess. Total reimbursement of $86,140.88. So, no, that figure is not in your packet, because it was brought to our attention after this was made up.
Is that?
So what's on the cover sheet is $20,000 off, and
No.
that's a real, oh, no.
That was as of that date, referring to, they sent the June payment in, it was received, it's not a current.
Okay.
Yeah, he's talking about the.
Which will be reflected next month.
Yeah, be reflected in that.
So that's income from this year or
Yeah.
carryover
This
this year?
is the month of June, right?
Monday, right, yeah.
86 or 89,000.
$86,140.88.
Okay,
Excuse me, gonna be 89.
okay, well, that's good news.
Emergency fund, is, on the books, I believe. Is that right? Take care of your,
Yes.
well,
The emergency fund is an account with, a revolving account within our checking account. And I submit that, it's on the back of your claims, or back of your reimbursement, like you had this last month. And that gets reimbursed from the county to me, into our account, and I use that for smaller incidentals. So people don't have to wait 2 months to get paid. I had to use more of it this time, and that's why I'm asking for an increase. You have an allotment of $1,000 per month for that. So I really do my best of staying under that. This time I went over like $70 over that $1,000, just because of the fact that we had, I knew I was gonna hit a wall with billing cycles when you guys moved everything up a week. And so some companies will do different billing cycles and some vendors won't. So that's why I had to do that in order to avoid late fees or finance charges on those vendors. So I don't have that reoccurring all the time. So I had to get caught up with it somewhere, and this was the month that I got caught up on it. So I was just wondering if it could be increased to at least $1,500 a month instead of $1,000. Like the month before, I only used $192. So you just never know.
This is only a one-time deal that we have to get caught up though, right, Paul? From now on, we'll be fairly close.
Depends on how much we use.
Well, as long as we got the billing cycle, we're caught up, so we should.
No, because like Walmart itself,
Mhm.
I called them and they will change a billing cycle for me, but it's $25 for the month in order to do that. No, it's on our Walmart card.
That's what it said, it's the credit
Yeah.
card. Why don't you use the ski card?
Well, then I would have to have, I guess, everybody would have to come to me, I guess, and get that. Because right now, we have the cards, commissary has a card, and, I have the Walmart card, and then people go out and get what they need. So that is convenience that way, but, if you guys want me to do something different, then I just don't want that
That's what
credit
the
card out there for
auditors
very
do.
people.
I know, that's what the auditors suggested, that we use a P card rather than credit cards for that very reason.
Chairman Haines,
Yes.
I have two questions for you. You may not be able to answer, you may need staff to answer. First question is, for 2014, beginning December 1 through July 31, what is our average daily census been for U.S. Marshal Service inmates?
What's their average bread per day?
What,
I don't have those
Okay. I don't have one.
you don't have those figures? So then you wouldn't have the average daily for Cook County then either, I'm assuming. Okay. Thank you. Mr. Haines, do you have anything else to share regarding the,
911 agreement, do I need to bring that up at this time, Jim?
Well, I guess we could, is it on the regular agenda too, Phil?
Yeah,
It's on the regular agenda, so I think we just wait till then, and that way the sheriff can address that night. Yep.
Okay. That's it for me then.
Sheriff, if you could be so kind and send me those numbers when you have them by email, I would appreciate it.
It's on mine.
Yeah, it's also on the.
We got here the grievances. National thing, quite.
Yeah, I'll get that paid.
Thank you, Bill, appreciate it. Tom, do you have anything else to?
No.
I mean, we gotta do that, huh?
How many do we have in there now? Where is that?
Probably in the regular packet. Can I have I'd like to make a motion to approve the finances for the law enforcement financials.
Do we need to approve that,
All the, emergency funds?
Yeah.
Not unless we're gonna change it, I don't think. Didn't you, I don't know, anybody wanna raise 1,500 or just,
It sounds to me like
they have options?
there's an option.
As long as Paul knows how to utilize it.
I need a motion to approve the financial statements.
I so moved.
I'll second.
What are we approving, the law enforcement?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Hearing none, motion approved. Budget meetings?
Okay, I'd like to, schedule the first budget meeting with our committee for this Saturday, if that is, appropriate with Mr. Pappas and Mr. Dunn. That way we can at least get started on it and make some plans. What time are you two gentlemen?
About 9 would be.
That's fine. Larry, is that fine with you? Okay, that's all I had for budget meetings. So we're gonna schedule the first one for 9 o'clock Saturday morning.
Yeah, it should be due.
Well, yeah,
Next item, possible audit of specific accounts in your packet. We have a letter regarding this from Gregg McHugh. It's the Jeff McWhorter and the Finance Committee. Mr. McHugh is why don't we all read the letter, take a minute and read the letter, and then we can discuss it. Has everybody had a chance to read it? Just for the benefit of those in our audience, Gregg is recommending, he believes and continues to urge the board for an in-depth look at the treasurer's office, since the past treasurer was convicted thief of county monies. He also believes it is understood great cost could be involved with the distinct possibility of low return. That's Gregg's opinion on that, but he's recommending that Gregg believes that Deputy Treasurer has identified 14 funds in which Bertelsen had exclusive control. The sheriff has identified past suspicious behavior by the treasurer in the inmate phone fund. Our deputy treasurer does feel that the last 12 months that she has modernized the office and implemented the recommendations of the board, so now no one fund is controlled exclusively by one person. Gregg's opinion is, he's suggesting that at a minimum, a targeted forensic review of the above listed funds be done, perhaps choosing 3 past random years between 2004 and 2012. If wrongdoing is uncovered, then the board in a certain year should do a full forensic audit of all funds for that year. This is Gregg's thoughts. We can open this up for suggestion and discussion. I'd like to hear that this time.
May I speak? Yes.
Absolutely.
Phyllis and myself interviewed Sarah Bonsack is the name, and her assistant, and they presently do reviewing and auditing cash reconciliations for the city of Aledo. And we asked her if she was capable of doing this type of preliminary forensic type work. Not a forensic audit, but preliminaries for it. And she said she'd worked in the past with the firm that did our forensic audit, and she thought she's capable of doing this, and she's trying to put us together some figures what it would possibly cost. In addition, the same people we've talked to, or we're gonna try to get them to come in and do a cash reconciliation. Is that probably the word, Phil?
We're talking about the quarterly financial
Right, the
statements.
quarterly financial statements and a year-end statement, so that we can hand these off to our regular auditors, and therefore we can get a cleaner audit. But they're putting together some figures for us right now.
Sarah
And
was,
this is a group that we're looking at possibly engaging to do quarterly financial statements.
Correct, same group. And they, in addition to the quarterlies, they could do this type of work for us also.
My knee-jerk response to that would be, I would rather see a firm that does this regularly than somebody who used to work for the firm that does these. I think this is a specialty. Now, let's make no mistake, Jeff, that in Dixon, it took forensic professionals to really find the issues up there. The regular auditors didn't catch them. And for years and years, they went with clean audits, but yet millions of dollars was absconded with. So, I can understand why we may want to save some money with a firm that to do it. But I also think that when you get into this type of specialty, it would be my recommendation, of course, the board can do what they want, but it would be my recommendation to stay in the sweet spot of groups that really have the expertise in this type of thing. But it's a suggestion, and
I would just
If
suggest
wrongdoing's found again, will we have to get somebody who's certified like this last one? If there goes to be any litigation against.
If we would wanna make a criminal case, we would have to have a full forensic audit so that they could, use it for legal purposes.
Can we even do that now since the case is settled?
I don't know.
It's settled on those two issues.
I don't know.
More issues, surface, certainly, I mean, I'm not a prosecutor, I don't know
Yeah, I don't know the
the
right answer.
answers to that.
And maybe the statute of limitations.
Something that ought to be
or anything
answered
like that.
I think Gregg has, I think, proposed, a reasonableness to bringing some assurances. And I think our job as county board members is to bring assurances forward that we believe that enough of a review has been done that we have reasonable assurances that there is no other problems out there. My biggest concern, and I've shared with Gregg, and I've been emailing and talking back and forth for the last week, and I appreciate his input, he's been very helpful. But I agree with his recommendations. I'd like to see one more recommendation though, and that would be the actual year of 11 and 12 to receive a full forensic audit. Because the year 2012 is when Mike took from the Republicans, so he may have had cash needs that year. And the year leading up to it, he may have been having problems. And normally these things have patterns. I'm not an expert like the sheriff is on patterns of criminal behavior. But normally, if you're having cash flow issues and you're taken from one area, there might be a pretty good chance you might be taken from the other area too. So I have no problem with Gregg's recommendations. I'd only like to see, and even if we said 12 to have a full audit, I would have more comfort in approving Gregg's recommendations and the recommendation I'd like to see for 2012.
On this audit, or what you guys are talking about, is there any way that, when we first detected it was 2005, correct? When we found out that,
No, what happened is my understanding, and you have, correct me if I'm wrong here, old timers on the board, but when the thing happened when the Republican Party brought forth the problems that they had, it's my understanding that our regular auditors, at that point, were told to look deeper. Is that a fair statement?
They were uncomfortable and that came forward and they requested to look deeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a fair assessment? I'm just trying to.
Close, yeah, that timeline, yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to answer Mr.
And it didn't take
Gary's
very
question.
long to uncover.
But they went back to 2000 and they went back to some prior years,
They went
right?
back in the past, yeah.
right,
To areas where they thought might be hot spots.
right. And I don't disagree with your timeline. What I'm saying though is, what I read in the paper from 2005, when apparently he got into an account, interest-bearing account, I'm not sure, for $5,000, is that correct, on the time limitation? I'm just wondering, like you said, if it's 2011 and 12, was there a pattern forming? Well, was there a pattern forming before that,
I think the
And if you
answer,
took a bunch of money back then,
I think the answer is, Gary, there was a pattern. There were a couple of years in which money's taken. And then, again, this is kind of unfamiliar territory to me. I've never had this happen in my business, but from what I understand, there's usually patterns of these behaviors, and then sometimes they stop, almost like a serial killer. They stop for a while, but then the patterns come back. Maybe they have problems in their life that they, and I'm not suggesting they might have problems, but sometimes people that still gamble, sometimes people that still have other types of things that they're dealing with. But I think, getting back to the point, I like Gregg's recommendations. I think looking at these specific accounts where Mike had total control over it is a great place to start. And I agree with Gregg that if we find something, then we need to take the time out, look at the whole year. I also think that if he was having problems in 12, he was taking money from the Republican Party, that would be a minimum year that I would look at the whole year. If we can agree on that, I would like to see this thing to move forward, Jeff.
Certainly. My name's Ken Rakers, and I live here in Aledo. Spent the bulk of my life doing audits for the state of Illinois. First question I would have is your statute of limitation on this thing. And whether you've got double jeopardy, whether you can do anything if you find anything. Then the funds that are identified, what kind of money are you talking about there? I mean, are we talking thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars? I mean, what's the potential
Fair
for
question,
error?
I don't know the answer to that.
The other question is there any chance of getting this money back if you do find that the money was stolen? I mean,
That's really the bigger.
That's been my primary question all along, even if you do
Why
find
would
it
we want,
now.
too late?
Well,
What's
the only thing you do is get it clean for the new treasurer. I mean, you identify that, and I think that should be one of our primary goals here, is to make sure that whoever takes over, got a clean set of books to start with, and something doesn't come up 3 months later, which is really from 2005 to
Here.
2012.
I'll add to that. We just heard the current acting treasurer indicate that she's done for the last 12 months what the auditor recommended. There's a clean sheet starting for the new person. I mean, unless you have some hope of going back and recovering money if there was any stolen, and how much was stolen, what's the cost ratio benefit here of doing this additional work? That's some questions that I had.
Well, I think you
Look at it.
can, I think as a former auditor, you raise fair questions. As you know, Ken, you've been talking to me for the last couple of weeks, and I've, said that I really would like to defer to the state's attorney on some of these matters, and Gregg has given us
Well, he
his
does,
recommendation.
Gregg doesn't recommend a forensic audit, he recommends how he recommended,
He's recommended a targeted,
no, forensic review.
on targeted accounts.
Yeah, just a review of them, not an audit.
Well, I'm suggesting that for 2012, the year in which,
Just, I think Gregg's ideal is have somebody look in and review these accounts, see how many dollars there are, it's not a large amount, what's the use of going after it?
well, again, I think 2012, in bigger sense, that year should be looked at in a full way. So, but
I would like to see how many tax dollars were billed since like 2011, and then see how many dollars were actually collected. If we could match those two numbers up and see if there's a huge discrepancy between the billed amount and the collected amount, then I say then we start looking.
Your statute's already run.
Hmm?
Your statute's already run if you're starting back in 2011.
Okay, so it's too late anyway.
And if the amount's not enough, it's a misdemeanor and you got 18 months.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
even doing it right now for 2012, if it's a misdemeanor amount, you're out.
Well, that just pretty much answers the question.
That's a problem. When I was doing work, I mean, we had cases that by the time you get done with the case, the amount of prosecution you can do is minimal. And here you've got a guy who's pled guilty to an offense that occurred how many months ago, and you're really gonna have to go beyond that, I think, in order to charge him with anything additional. What's his worth? I mean,
I think you always have to evaluate is it
Right.
just worth the squeeze.
right.
But, Joe, you had a question?
Yes, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't state law require all treasurers